Batman Superman issue 11 finds two people sneaking into the epicenter of the Atomic Skull blast zone in Gotham in a bid to steal some money from the banks there. Soon they are attacked by the Atomic Batman, who under the control of the Ultra-Humanite blasts the men, yet still keeps them alive, knowing this is just a test to make sure Bruce is fully under his control before he fights Superman. He knows Bruce's mind is stronger than he anticipated, demanding he stop fighting for control since together they will kill the Superman. Superman suddenly appears in the cave lab, confronting Ultra-Humanite, but he's blasted by the Atomic Batman, who tells Clark to run, since the villain's control over his body is strong and he's infused with the same tech that he used on the drones. Clark orders the villain to change Bruce back, but Ultra-Humanite says that all of his life he's been underestimated, called a fool, so he took everything from the people who called him that and built himself a body to break them. The villain blames Superman for taking everything from him, but Clark reminds him that he tried to warn him about the explosion when they fought in Metropolis long ago. But Ultra-Humanite refuses to get angry at the hero, not wanting him to see him lose his temper. He says he realized that his body never mattered, it was his mind what was his greatest asset, and he could use it to control and demonstrate the greatness of his genius. He demands to know how Superman found him, learning Batman isn't the only detective, since the drones who kidnapped Batman leave behind the same radiation as Atomic Skull, so all Clark had to do was follow them to the cave. Clark says the villain didn't hide his tracks very well, angering Ultra-Humanite, who tells Batman to teach the Man of Steel some respect. Batman fights back the control, but the villain decides it's not worth the effort, activating the explosive within Batman, who begins going nuclear. Superman tries to help him, but Batman says that he needs to get him out of the town before he blows up, just like Atomic Skull did. Ultra-Humanite says that Batman is about to blow, so Superman needs to do what must be done. Clark refuses to kill Batman, knowing before all of this Batman was right and he should have talked to him about revealing his identity to the world. Batman tells him to do it, so Superman blasts the hero in the chest with his heat vision. Ultra-Humanite laughs with glee over Batman's death, knowing his plan would lead to Superman's embarrassment, but killing his friend is something he never dreamt of. He says that he could feel the admiration and respect Bruce had for Clark, and while he knew they were partners, he never thought of them as actual friends, but now his death is part of the Ultra-Humanite's legacy and victory. Superman attacks him, demanding to know why he did this, learning the villain did it all because Superman hid his strength, dressing as a weak human and pretending to be a frail man and mocking people like Ultra-Humanite. He says Atomic Skull understood what it is like and he knew he had to become more than what he was. Superman knows that got him killed, but Ultra-Humanite says that he freed the reformed villain. Ultra-Humanite says that the Atomic Skull was locked up by a mysterious warden, despite him trying to redeem himself. His mind was erased and he was banished to an icy tundra, where the villain found him, offering to help show him who he really is. The villain unlocked the being's true potential, discovering that he could use the radiation Atomic Skull gives off to kill Superman. But once Atomic Skull learned of his plans, he escaped, so Ultra-Humanite had no choice but to blow him up. Superman throws Ultra-Humanite across the room, saying that the man was trying to better himself, but the villain returns, trying to goad Superman into unleashing his full power on him and show him that the body is greater than his mind. Superman refuses to fight any longer since the villain isn't the only one with plans, but Ultra-Humanite isn't scared of Superman, knowing that he will destroy him. Suddenly, Batman electrocutes the villain, crippling him for the time being and allowing Superman to tell him that thanks to the X-ray and microscopic vision he has, he was able to pinpoint the detonator inside Batman's chest and surgically use his heat vision to cut it up. Ultra-Humanite doesn't care, getting his drones to rise and attack, but Batman cuts the large cables around the cavern, which shuts off the villain's body along with the drones. Superman is surprised to learn that the Ultra-Humanite himself was a drone, and Batman knows that if he had exploded there, the villain would have died as well, meaning he didn't care about the body. Nearby, they find the gorilla's brain in a shielded tank. Batman notes that it has some neurodegenerative diseases, probably from all of the brain transfusions he's done over the years. Batman knows that he wanted to prove to others that his mind was great, but he knows it was all about proving it to himself. He wants to take the brain to Star Labs for safekeeping, but he won't survive another implantation. Superman knows that all of this horror was because of him, wondering if his abilities really do create the need for a challenge. Batman knows that he didn't make Ultra-Humanite go down this path, but the best way they can help now is to clean up the mess. Later on, Superman Superman arrives at the Batcave, telling Lucius that he returned all of the bodies Ultra-Humanite stole to their families, also delivering Ultra-Humanite's brain to Star Labs, which is being kept alive thanks to the Atomic Skull's radiation on it. Later, Superman attends the funeral of Atomic Skull at Stryker's Island's graveyard, wanting the world to know that he died a hero and he saved lives. Clark goes to meet Bruce, wondering if someone should be helping him since he's conducting his own surgery to remove the destroyed detonator in his chest. He tells Clark that while he was recovering from the heat vision blast in the cave, he heard the villain say something that now haunts him, that someone was keeping Atomic Skull captive against his will, so they need to investigate that since anyone illegally imprisoning their enemies needs to be located and dealt with. Superman knows they will, but he wants Bruce to listen to him now that he's tied down to the bench, since lately there's been lots of changes in both of their lives, and sometimes when that happens, they get busy and retreat to their own little corners of the world and not talk with one another, but they don't have to only talk about their cases. Bruce stops him, saying that he wasn't mad at Clark that he never told him he was going to reveal his identity. He was only frustrated with how he reacted to that news, since no matter what happens in their lives, they always come back stronger. At Stryker's Island, Atomic Skull is resurrected from his grave, clawing his way out of the dirt and telling himself that he needs a drink. Batman Superman issue 11 was an action-packed conclusion to the little Ultra-Humanite arc that saw our heroes best the villain in a pretty classic comic book team-up issue. In saying that, this really was the perfect final issue in a story arc. We got a cool fight between the villain and our heroes. Both heroes got a chance to take the spotlight and play their part in taking the villain down in a pretty cool plan between both of them. And even larger DCU continuity was kept in check, with the story being told when it takes place, obviously when Superman has revealed his identity, as well as just before Joker War. I love the Atomic Skull managed to survive, and rightly so, seeing as he is literally atomic fire, and that's not something you can easily just kill. It also means that we can see more of him in the future somewhere, hopefully, and his reformation story can continue to happen. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10.